car ticks all the boxes. I love it. Hello folks and welcome. Behind me is the Range Rover Sport SVR. This one's the facelift version for 2018 and I just want to get this out there. I am a massive fan of the Range Rover Sport SVR. It's a hilarious bit of kit. It's been a major success to the Land Rover brand and for the SV special vehicle operations. This is the first one they did when they introduced it back in 2015. And what a car it is. 5 litre supercharged V8. Just a phenomenal thing. And it's been a major great success in the UK, in fact, in many countries. So, a lot of people don't really get performance SUVs. And I can kind of understand because they're meant to do off-road things. You know, you're gonna cause compromises if you try and make a car handle on the road, handle off-road, and then it to be a sports car all around. It just sounds like a horrible mess. But I think the SVR is the perfect blend of those lot. Also, I want to say thank you to 365 Hire for being brave enough to chuck me the keys to their brand new car on the fleet. So, follow the links down below to 365 Hire on Instagram. Go check them out. If you want to hire a car that's flash, nice, sounds good, looks good, that's the car to have. Oh. Haha. Range Rover Sport SVR. Now, hear that? It's the sound of 575 horsepower of supercharged V8 Fury. Now, let's go for a drive in this SVR because I am a huge fan of the Range Rover Sport and the Range Rover Sport SVR in general. I am a bit of a sucker for SUVs and I know not many other people are that particularly interested in SUVs. A lot of people find them pointless and don't really understand it, and I could sort of see why. It's an SUV, it's an off-roader that you've tried to compromise its abilities so it can handle better on the road. Now, there has been quite a few performance SUVs that have been about, and do you know what? None of them have got the success rate like this Range Rover Sport SVR. At the front, it's got a few updated bits, new lights, it's got new vents under the bonnet, it's got a power increase, so it's now running 575 horsepower. It's also been upped by 12 foot-pounds of torque. 0 to 60 time has also been reduced from 4.6 to 4.3, and it can do now 170 odd miles an hour, which is just absolutely ridiculous. This car is ridiculous. Now, I just find it's got this depth of capabilities. Now, a lot of people like to think a performance vehicle that has lots of capabilities is something like an Audi RS6, but no, I think this has got better capabilities than an Audi RS6, and I think this is more entertaining to drive than an Audi RS6 too. To start with things, well, as you can see, I'm just cruising around town in normal comfort mode, and do you know what? Land Rover know how to get the ride really well. They've got the sweet spot done on this. I mean, it's running on full air suspension. I've got it in the auto mode. Well, I've got it in the auto mode now. And around town, it's just nice, easy, just light threaded, you know. I mean, this car's not spec'd with the surround view cameras, which would have been quite handy. That's the only downside. This car is quite large, but hey ho. It's surprisingly easy to navigate. It's just easy. Visibility is pretty good. I can see out the back, I can see out the sides. Wind mirrors are pretty big. Seating position is high, but you're also sitting in the car, if that makes sense. You're sort of sitting high up, but in the cabin, you've got a nice low driving position. You've got an updated heads-up display, which is really good. It can show you all sorts of, you know, trickery like rev gauge, rev counter. I'll show you a cutaway of that. It's cool, I love it. The seats are really nice. They've changed the bucket seats and they're a bit smaller now for skinny guys like me, so I fit in it quite nicely. But when you knock it into dynamic mode, which I'll do right now, there's an eco mode in this car. Why would you want an eco mode? I'll be getting 9 mpg all day long. And you plant the throttle. Oh, this is hilarious. This car just leaps and goes. No bullshit. It just goes. It's just an amazing soundtrack. This 5 litre supercharged V8 will be missed. There won't be anything like this for quite some time. I mean, Jaguar's been running this lump for quite some time now. It's been introduced in what? I could be wrong. I think it was introduced in the XFR. So that's what, 2008, 2000. That's over 10 years now. And man, it's a great engine. The noise is just phenomenal. People think AMG V8 sound great, but this sounds just... Okay, so let's talk about the styling on the Ranger Rover Sport SVR, because it is one to be praised about, really. It's just an absolute menace from the front here. Okay, so it's the facelift. So you've got the new updated lights, new front bumper, a couple of bits of the air intakes, new wheels as well too. If you get a bit closer, you've got these nice vents feeding it a bit more air into that supercharger. This one's also carbon fibre, and it's been optionally painted as well too, so it doesn't look too chavvy. What do you think of it though, guys? I mean, oh, man, from this angle, I just think this is one of the best looking, in fact the best looking SUV on sale. That's my opinion personally. I think it's one of the best styling cars on sale right now at the minute too. It's just an absolute menace, and it looks seriously silly. Inside, new updated bucket seats. Do you know what? Doesn't look as exciting as the previous version, but they're a bit slimmer. They actually support you in the right places, which is good for someone like me because I am quite skinny. Nice contrast, red, black, really cool. Center console, all changed in here too. New TFT display, the new updated display here, which has been, you know, introduced in the Land Rover Velar. It's also got the carbon pack. Got a nice little SVR reminder there on the steering wheel. You've also got reminders of it on the seats there. Lots of carbon here as well. Nice little hidden storage compartment. You can hide stuff of a typical SVR buyer. Over in the back, man, what a place to be in. You can just sit in here and enjoy the design of the cabin. Now, it's so simple in mind, you know, it's just a really nice place to be in, airy. More importantly, you feel really, really special. As I said before, it's airy. Reason why it's airy? Because it's got the full-on panoramic sunroof, man, and it's just absolutely lovely. Really, really like this car. So come around to the rear of the SVR. Again, a couple of changes with the rear lights. Also, the exhaust pipes have been changed. Again, look at it in black. It just looks an absolute menace. You can see I'm a bit of a fanboy here at the minute. I just love these things. I just think they're absolutely cool. And a little reminder to tell you that you are in the fastest Range Rover on sale. What a thing. However, this car isn't perfect. There are a few drawbacks. Now, let's calm everything down and just cruise around for a little bit. The new display, now, it's better than from last Land Rover products. I'm talking about the multimedia sat-nav system. It's better from the last, but it still isn't perfect. The touchscreen display is a bit laggy. It's like using a really old Samsung Galaxy, or just using any Android product. After 6 months, it just starts to go laggy and go bleh. Yeah, this one's not that responsive. I keep trying to hit, you know, dynamic into comfort, and somehow it's just not working. Build quality is there, it's perfect. It's far perfect compared to, say, Land Rovers of last, but the car is pricey. I mean, it's now £101,000 starting base, and this one is £120,000, which is quite a bit of money. Also, it's the most horrendous car I've ever driven on fuel. But you know what? I could not give a flying... I'm seriously in love with this. I just think, I mean, it's just brilliant. The handling, not so perfect. Do you know what? It's wallowy, it's not that sharp, but believe you me, I'm not going to show you some of the angles I've pulled out on this because I'm going to get in trouble, but this car handles feels like a wallowy V8 Mitsubishi Evo 8. That's the best way I can describe this car. You get enough weight over the nose. I tell you what, you could track day this SVR, and do you know what, in the right hands, this car would keep up with a lot of supercars. And the beauty of it is, you can take your mates out in it, you can do the shopping, you can put, I don't know, people in it. It's just perfect. It's the right recipe to do stuff in, and the noise, the drama, the styling, the way it makes you feel so special just cruising around at 10 miles an hour, cruising around it at 120 miles an hour. This car ticks all the boxes. I love it. Do you know, I want to sell the GT4, get myself one of these. These are hilarious. As I'm sure you can tell, I love this thing. I absolutely adore it. It's just hilarious. It's stupid. I love stupid. I'm stupid. So that all combined just works, but then it's logical at the same time, you know? It handles really well. It handles better than an Audi RS6, if you ask me. It turns in nicer. It can do all the nice four-wheel drifts, okay, in a controlled environment, not on the public roads, but I reckon you could do a track day in this and you'll be fine. And again, it's got a decent sized boot. You can put 5 large adults in it. It's cool. You know what, in the right colour, I think it looks respectful as well too. Just, yeah, absolutely adore it. I am a huge fan now, and now I'm contemplating on, well, in fact, I think I would get rid of my GT4 and get myself one of these, but I need to work a bit harder. Anyway, hope you've enjoyed this video. Check again 365 Hire. Big thank you for letting me have a go, guys. Until next time, folks, see you later.